Strange conditions, to say the least, on Thursday night in Winnipeg, Manitoba, as the Packers and Raiders realize there's a problem when you relocate the goalposts, when you literally move the goalposts for an NFL game on a Canadian field. It created an issue with the turf in the end zone. They made the field 80 yards long. Look at that. If you're watching on NBC, and this is comical. The pylon goes to the 10, the 20 becomes the 30, the 10 becomes the 20. It's not reflective of what the NFL is trying to project, Chris. And I think there's got to be some people at the league office this morning who are very upset with what happened. But it's given us an idea.
Oh, yes, it's giving you an idea.
Strangest field. You didn't like this one. I don't care. I got the trump card here. Strangest field conditions in NFL history. And we determined the first pick, no longer with the rigged coin toss. I've got a trivia question. And I actually lobbied Chris to make this one easier.
Okay.
Because I thought it was too difficult as originally drafted. Here we go. For the first pick in the draft, Chris Simms, in what state was the first NFL game played?
Oh, my gosh. That is a really good question, and I'm really going to be mad if I don't get this. But what state was the first? I'm going to go with Illinois.
Wow. That's a shame. Thanks for playing. Ohio was where the first game was played. The Dayton Triangles took on the Columbus Panhandles October 3rd, 1920. So that 100th anniversary is coming up October 3rd, obviously, of 2020. First game ever played, Dayton Triangles and the Columbus Panhandles. All right, I get the first pick. And, all right, strangest field conditions. Yeah, that can go. That's a broad category, deliberately broad. And I have to go with the ultimate snow globe game, the tuck rule game, the game that birthed the Patriots dynasty. That one comes up on this program from time to time in these drafts. But there was nothing stranger or more magical than that night in January of 2002 when the Raiders and the Patriots got together, and it was a thing of beauty. The highlights are still fun to watch unless you're a Raiders fan, because to this day they still believe that was a fumble. The field goals made by Adam Vinatieri in the snow, the last game ever played at the Patriots' old stadium. And, I don't know, is that game still remembered as magically as if the Patriots hadn't won the Super Bowl? I don't know, but it was a special, special night, and those were some strange field conditions that we love to see when they happen. But when you take the magnitude of the game with the outcome, with the conditions, that's one of the most memorable games, in my view, other than a Super Bowl in NFL history.
Mike, I'm with you, man. That was an amazing game to watch. I mean, I can still remember, I believe it was a Saturday night football game, right, too? The Raiders, John Gruden, this new offense that's been unleashed on the NFL, and damn, this upstart Tom Brady and, Bill Belichick and everything. My dad was actually announcing the football game. It was phenomenal watch on TV. I can remember being at the University of Texas watching with my friends. I did not write that one down, so kudos to you for that one. That was a good one that I certainly overlooked. And, it's a tuck rule game, but it was still a lot of fun to watch. It was magical. I'm with you there. All right. I'm going to go to the Ice Bowl. Okay, I got to go to the Ice Bowl for the fact of just the magnitude, just like you're saying. This is the chance to play in first Super Bowl, right? You got the Cowboys and the Packers and Vince Lombardi, and they're up there in Green Bay, Wisconsin. They got the heaters underneath the field. Well, they put the tarp over the field, I guess, and with the cold and the heat, it kind of made the field moist. So then when they took the tarp off the field, the field became ice, hence the Ice Bowl. But certainly one of the more magical games in the history of the NFL. Bart Starr and the 1-yard quarterback sneak because, the footing wasn't great, and the guard Kramer leading them into the end zone is one of the greatest photos in the history of the NFL. That one was one of the first ones that popped in my brain.
Yeah, that's on my list as well. And the field conditions, when you consider the field itself and everything around it, there's been nothing like it. There's been some games close to being as cold, but nothing like the Ice Bowl, and that does continue to resonate. All right, I'm going to go back to the stadium where the site of my first-round pick occurred. The old Schaefer Stadium, where the Patriots played until they opened Gillette Stadium. 1982, the conditions were the same. There was snow, but there was a benefit
that the
Patriots had. It was the snowplow game, right? The guy gets on the snowplow, he runs out, he creates a path for the field goal. Don Shula blows a gasket. It was December of 1982. The Patriots win the game.
That's amazing.
3-0 thanks to that field goal. And that's one of the all-time great highlights, too. The guy on the snowplow runs out there, creates a path. Of course, they changed the rules after that. You're not allowed to bring snowplows onto the field anymore, but there really wasn't anything they could do about it at the time. New England kicked the field goal, won the game 3-0, December of 1982. The strike-shortened season, by the way,
that is awesome.
Of 82.
That is awesome. I mean, I don't know what I would have done if I was Don Shula. I mean, I've seen that highlight of him blowing a gasket over there. I really think if I was the head coach of the Dolphins at the time, I would have ran out on the field on that moment and kicked snow back onto that spot they were trying to bulldoze the snow off or plow the snow off of. So good one by you. I had that written down as well. Okay, I think you missed a better one, though. The Fog Bowl, 1988 playoffs, Bears, Eagles. Starts off as this beautiful day. Wow, it's clear, crisp day in Chicago. This is going to be great to watch football. I can still remember being a young kid sitting at home watching it. And damn, all of a sudden, you got into, what was it, the late second quarter, early second quarter. The fog rolls in. And you couldn't watch the damn game anymore. You couldn't see anything, really. Every now and then, you got a glimpse of a guy here, a glimpse of a guy there, but you were really just going off what the announcer said. That will always, ring true to me as far as just one of the most interesting, memorable games I can ever remember.
Yeah, I remember trying to watch that game on TV, and I finally gave up. It's like, what's the point?
Right.
This is kind of a neat effect, but at the same time, I can't see anything. It was impossible to know what was going on, but there's never been another one like it. And that I remember, you can find that game on YouTube. It was a clear blue sky, beautiful day when they did the introductions. It was picturesque.
Yep.
And, by halftime, it became the pea soup. And that's a good one. I didn't have that one on my list, just like you didn't have the tuck roll on your list. All right, here's one that I'm taking a little bit of a liberty here. And it actually created two unusual games because when the Metrodome imploded in December of 2010 with one of the all-time great videos of, you could see that old soft roof. It was starting to go under the weight of the blizzard that happened in Minnesota, and it was starting to go. And when it finally started, you see the snow starting to come through, and then it just goes. That forced the Vikings to play a home game against your New York Giants in Detroit at Ford Field. How about that?
Right.
The Vikings hosting the Giants in Detroit, and then for a Monday Night Football against the Bears, which would end up being the final game of Brett Favre's career. He suffered a concussion when his head hit the frozen turf because they didn't have a system at the College Stadium in Minnesota to unfreeze the turf because they didn't play home games in December there. That was the second game. That was their first foray into the what was it? It's the some bank stadium, not U.S. Bank, but
MT&T or what was it?
Close, but not even close. but anyway, where the University of Minnesota plays its home games, so the Vikings had to go on the road, and along the way, the Vikings had a game delayed in Philadelphia by 2 days due to a blizzard. We were there for that game. It was an NBC game. The game was canceled on Sunday night. Huge blizzard came in. The game was played Tuesday, and all of us went down to Philadelphia via train for that game. It was just a crazy couple of days in New York. Snow was everywhere. So that was an upside down month of December for the Vikings back in 2010. But it all started when that Metrodome roof collapsed.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy and really tough for the Minnesota Vikings. PNC Bank Stadium, I believe, is what stats said in my ear. No, I'm wrong. Okay.
Nope. Keep trying.
Oh, he said it's some initials with a bank after it. I give up. I don't even give a damn. Okay.
That really narrows it down.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. I got to go with Super Bowl 47. Okay. I mean, I'm going to go with Super Bowl 47. I know this is a little different, but I mean, the lights went out in the freaking Super Bowl, okay? And, you know, of course, there's all the conspiracy theories, and the NFL did this deliberately so the 49ers could, you know, rebound and regather themselves because it was going to be a blowout. But I just think the magnitude, it's the most watched event in all of TV every year. And yes, it did look like the Ravens were going to run away with the football game, and bam, the lights went out. Now, I don't believe in the conspiracy theory, but either way, it is a night I'll never forget because we sat there for, what was it, between 20 and 30 minutes, right, before they actually got the power back on and got back to playing football. And it was just funny to see, you know, guys like Ray Lewis and everybody sitting there on the sidelines like, okay, I guess we just sit here and hang out for the Super Bowl until they let us play again.
Ray Lewis definitely believes it was a conspiracy theory. I was up in the press box, and at the Superdome, the press box is basically stapled to the roof of the facility, so you're the last ones getting out. And Mike Silver, who at the time I think was with Yahoo, now with NFL.com, he just blurted out in a loud voice, "Do you think this is a terrorist attack?" It's like, but that's a way to get everybody to stay calm. So
thanks,
that was a, and my wife was in the stadium that night, so you know we're texting like, "Where are you? Where do you go?" Like we didn't know. We had a period of time we're like, "What? We don't know what the hell's going on," but there's nothing we can do. We just got to sit here and wait until it all gets figured out. All right, TCF Bank Stadium. You know the folks at TCF Bank are probably going to now revisit whether or not they want to continue to sponsor that stadium because it didn't work. It's some initials Bank Stadium. I don't know, but it's TCF Bank Stadium. That's where the Vikings spent a couple of seasons and also played that game against the Bears on a Monday night in 2010. All right, not a bad draft.
Yeah, it was all right.
You were opposed, but it worked out well. Tuck rule game, snowplow game. And the Metrodome collapses, forcing the Vikings to host the Giants in Detroit. You've got the Ice Bowl, the Fog Bowl, and Super Bowl 47. We're going to take a break. When we return, continue to get you ready for Week 3 of the 2019 NFL preseason.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.